Yeah, it's unloading time again. Dad just brought me lunch. It was great. I got like a lunch tray in my combine. I know all the new ones, probably have their own refrigerator in them. And I am, a long ways away from ever getting anything that new. And by the time I do, the electronics have probably already quit and I can't afford a brand new one anyways. So I'll enjoy my little lunch tray. Woo, this was a full bin on the combine because the sensor was going off. I don't know if I'm gonna get it all in this wagon or not. I might be leaving deer snacks going down the road to get it all on here. Oh, no deer snacks. We don't want to give deer snacks. I did see one buck running around this field today. We're on the road. And what I would call the Great Flats. It is very flat here. I shouldn't try to squeeze all that because it's probably going to run over. It's close on the front, close on the back. It's close everywhere. And there's just a little teeny tiny pile left. That, well, I got the max capacity on that one all right. Well, now it's a full dump. Slowing down. Now we'll get out to the field here. Been showing lots of dumping action, not a whole lot of harvesting. Okay, let's see how well I can hold the camera and drive. We're just gonna assume everything's gonna go well because I don't have a hand on the hydro lever there. That everything's set and we're rolling and all I gotta do is steer. Yeah, it's going well. Let's look how fast we're going. Yes, the joy of electronics and refresh rate and hertz. 3.2 miles an hour. Might have a little bit more speed I can get out of the hydro in third gear. I'm running four-wheel drive just for the speed control. I don't need it. It's plenty solid. Despite the 2 inches of rain we had last week, it's going really well. That water finally went down. I mean, we're not going to ever dry out and be dusty dry. And the reel's going warp speed. That, those controls are no longer available. And I did get a manual flow control valve to put on this thing if this ever really just decides to be a pain in the butt and not spin. But I'd rather have the reel turn in warp speed. Although it does kind of pelt the window. If you're listening here, tink, tink, tink every once in a while, that's annoying. But it's better than the wet years where haven't been able to go this fast or anything else. We might slow it down here a wee bit. These lean away from us. The only thing was, I guess there was a lot of wind after we had that rain right before Halloween. And in some places, like, they're leaning because of a wind out of the north. You can tell by the direction they're laying. It's like, yep, that pre-Halloween rain to ruin my El Nino fun. Decided to try to push these beans a little bit. Guess they were good and tall, and a lot of weight of beans on them. I might as well use this time to harvest and talk, and walk and talk. Got to get back over to the other side here. Is pace. See, I ran cross country in high school and college, and there's always this thing called PRs. And I know I'm hard on myself. My girlfriend lets me know about it, of how much I'm getting done in a day or want to get done. I'm not taking a full cut over here. It's because when they're leaning, it's best to try to get the divider to run between the tire track, and I've got a tire track over there. These are leaning at me. That's kind of why I'm doing a loop coming down that side. I had trouble with the corn, especially in this spot along the trees where the corn wasn't the most perfectly standing. I tried to harvest the first week of December, and that shouldn't be too late. There's a lot of corn harvest around here in December. A lot of guys are waiting on the corn to dry because, well, I don't know why. I think maybe wildfire smoke. Like, the plants just stayed green really long, and the beans dried quick. And maybe because the beans dried quick from the dry fall, you know, it made us think the corn was behind. Okay, these are standing a little better. That I can walk and talk and chew bubblegum at the same time a little bit better. Yeah, so back to original conversation, pace. That's one thing that drives me nuts, because I'm like used to racing and, well, not to steal one from Ricky Bobby, but if you're not first, you're last, right? Well, I wouldn't say I'm first for too much, unfortunately. But I'll get videos edited when I get to them, and hopefully this isn't too terribly late. Maybe I'll have this video up before the first of the year. But also, you know, just like pace of farming, that not everybody's running a greenhouse or vegetables. So we've got a lot of things going on. Trust me, I'd love to be first. And, you know, some of that's limitations on ground and stuff, waiting for it to dry. Unfortunately, I have not acquired the most driest places. But it works, and this has been a great year. I'm loving that dryness we had. Sorry if you needed the rain, but some of us poor slow people need a chance every once in a while. I guess we should lift the head up. I already skidded across this area once. I don't have to worry about, you know, catching mud from ruts, because it is wonderful. It's election day today, and it is gloriously warm. Okay, I can take all that. I just gotta watch what I'm doing a little bit more than what I am now. Oh, that's a squeeze. Come on, can we get it all? That road, the tire track, man, I've only got a couple inches. We're gonna leave that row over there. I can't do this. That's a little tight for my liking. Well, I'll catch you guys when, well, nothing really has gone too wrong. I got started last week. Well, it was before Halloween, before we had a freeze, and that was going pretty good, except for there was a bearing that I forgot to grease, and I have to shove that on the next dump. And I forgot to grease it because the Zerk didn't exist, and that's why I didn't get greased and that bearing went out. It's been the only breakdown, and the freeze really helped. We had a little bit of weed control trouble at home, and that helped like kill that stuff off good, so it would feed better. Didn't have any trouble with the rotors, other than it was just getting it to feed through the head. Apparently it's much better dry. Well, we're not done yet. 3 wagons way overloaded here. And I think I got another one coming. My uncle's got one hiding in a barn he can pull out for me. We gotta get Dad hooked up. He's gonna need a tractor. Get on the main road out front because they were so nice. They were so nice to tar and chip it, and the F-250 probably would not do so well. Gets a slight grade uphill. We'd be burning rubber or throwing gravel. Ah, sunshine, overexposure. Hopefully not too many beans roll off that front wagon, because I didn't waste any space. Let's hope there's no deer snacks. Well, while we're here and I'm out of the seat, I'll show you the bearing that went out. We gotta lift up our cover here, look under a skirt. Oh, that bearing right in there. That controls the variable speed for the rotors that like compresses those pulley halves. It's a big bearing. It went out because the grease zerk fell out of the casting that holds it, and I got it hot. I baked it. The bearing didn't come apart, but like the metal got a real funny texture. When I took it apart, I found that. Well, this needs replaced. I can't just grease and go. So that was a bit annoying, but it was at the surface. Didn't have to dig too much. That was an easy fix. I'm gonna get back in here and keep driving. Hopefully I can get Dad to drive at some point. So he's been running wagons and doing what I would call the grunt work. Because I think he's looking at having carpal tunnel this winter. His right hand has been falling asleep on him sometimes, which probably is not a good thing for you get twiddling buttons and moving this thing around. So yeah, the joys of, well, I guess we'll say aging. It's how to get old. And I ain't even there yet. So we're trying to enjoy this while we can.